I spent my late 20s paying off debt, paying off about $74,000 in debt. I set a goal and I reached it. And reflecting on that, I can honestly say that becoming debt-free has hands down changed my life. And I want to share how. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This year I reached a really important goal for me. I paid off my debt entirely before I turned 30 years old, just a few months before turning 30. And in just about half a year of being debt-free, I can really see and feel how my life has changed. My husband and I were nearly $74,000 in debt when we started the debt-free journey a couple of years ago. And that debt was made up of student loans, car loans, credit cards, medical bills. Like a lot of young people, I took on student loans when I decided to go to college. I got my first credit card in college. In my early to mid 20s, I purchased my first car. And when I made those decisions, aside from my car, I don't think I was really thinking long term or about the future that much, at least not in the way that I do now. All of those choices, all of those balances, all of that interest stuck with me years later, and I didn't like that. For some people, debt is just seen as something you have, something that most everyone has, so just live with it, just pay the minimum. It's always gonna be there, like don't worry about it. And I did not want that to be my life, especially when it came to debt that wasn't adding anything to my life, that wasn't helping me build wealth or helping me build the kind of life that I wanted. So why pay it off, right? Like there are a few key reasons why I made this decision to become debt-free and why I committed to the journey of paying off all of my debt. One reason was, and this was really a big reason, was I was tired of not having the money to do the things that I wanted to do. I have never been out of the country. I am a big homebody and I wanted to have a home office set up. I wanted to decorate in a certain way. I wanted to have certain life experiences. With so much money going to bills and debt every month, it really felt like there wasn't a lot left over in the budget to enjoy life. And I wasn't trying to experience a whole bunch of lifestyle creep or anything. I wasn't trying to overspend, overconsume, or go broke or anything. I just wanted to do some nice things to just feel like a person, get my nails done regularly, get my hair done every now and then, just do things that improve my confidence and boost my mood, to take trips or, treat myself every now and then. We're not meant to just be here to just pay bills and die. I just don't believe that. Another reason why I wanted to pay it off was I was really thinking about setting myself up for a better life in my 30s. In my mid 20s and my late 20s, I started to think a lot more about how do I want to live in my 30s and what can I do now to set myself up for that. And I knew that paying off debt and having a certain level or a certain foundation of financial stability was going to be really key in that. And honestly, those financial decisions that I made as a teenager, in my early 20s, I didn't really resonate with them anymore, and I didn't want that following me into my next decade. The last reason why I really wanted to pay it off is because I was thinking about retirement a lot. I was thinking about life beyond my 30s at that point. I was thinking, to have an ounce of what I'm thinking retirement could look like, I know I need to have more money now going toward investing toward that, going toward saving and investing toward retirement. So ultimately, I was sick of my circumstances. I was sick of my situation. And I felt like I had the power to do something about it. So I did. I spent 2 years on the journey paying off debt with my husband. And here's how it changed my life. After I became debt-free, there was more money in the budget to do things I wanted to do. Finally, right? Like that's what I wanted. Now I can put more money into savings goals and different investment goals. Now I can save for travel and Christmas and different categories that come up. And it's not just about the things that I want to do. It's really about the stuff that I need to take care of too, because now, I fully funded my emergency savings. Before, a few years ago, I can't say that I had 6 months of living expenses saved up. I just didn't. But now I'm in a better position in case anything serious comes up. Earlier this summer, I had really bad tooth pain. It was the worst tooth pain I have ever experienced in my life. and I went to the dentist and I found out that I needed to have a root canal. And the dentist said, we can get you in the very next day. You just have to pay this deposit and pay this additional fee to finish up the service. And I was like, okay, put me on the schedule right now. I can pay this deposit. I can pay all of this right now. Having the money set aside for a health emergency like that, where I was going through so much pain, was so important and came in handy so much. Years ago, I might have just paid it and then I wouldn't have enough money to take care of something else if something else came up, or I probably would have just put it on a credit card, honestly, and it would have taken a while to pay that off. Another way that becoming debt-free has changed my life is that it has improved my confidence so much. Whenever you set a goal and you make a plan and you lay out everything to reach that goal and you actually reach it, that is huge. That is a great feeling, and that is how I felt when I finally made that last payment. I feel like I can do so much that I set my mind to because I have experienced and seen myself set my mind to something before and achieve that goal and have great results. I've really improved my discipline. I got well acquainted with goal setting and goal tracking, and I kept my sights set on the outcome that I wanted, even when it was hard to stay positive, even when it feels like you're not seeing progress, and even when you just honestly kind of want to give up and you're like, why am I doing this? There are a lot of things in life that are just really hard to do, but after doing a journey like this, I really feel like, okay, it's hard, so what? I've done hard things before, I can do it again. Not that I want to, but I could. Another way that it changed my life is that I became a lot better with money and with financial literacy. Honestly, I don't think I was ever horrible with money in the grand scheme of things. I did track my spending and budget a lot throughout my 20s, but I did have debt, so clearly I had some work to do. So all of that familiarity and that energy with tracking spending and budgeting already, I just put that into sports mode when it came to the debt-free journey. I was keeping up with spreadsheets. I was tracking every little bit of spending. I was making sure every dollar in the budget had a job to do. And not only that, I was learning a lot more about what to do with money beyond being debt-free. I was learning more about how to build wealth and the different kind of accounts that you might need to reach your goals. IRAs, high yield savings accounts, brokerage accounts. I was learning about all of that. And I was also learning how people use good debt to build wealth and just different routes people take to build wealth. I think before I focused on being debt-free, I didn't have the awareness or maybe even the capacity to think about that kind of stuff because it just felt so far away. Maybe it felt a little unattainable. But once I decided to be debt-free and once I was really seeing that I was making progress and was going to reach the goal, I started thinking a lot more about, okay, how do I make my money work for me after I finish this debt? Lastly, becoming debt-free really did change my relationship with consumerism. I used to buy stuff just to buy it, just because I didn't want to miss out, or just because I was acting on impulse. I do not do that anymore. I spend a lot more time thinking about the why behind spending money. When it comes to clothes, I think a lot more about cost per wear and how this is going to play a role in my closet among all the other clothes that I have. Or I think about, is this an opportunity to get rid of something that I haven't worn in a long time and that I probably don't even want anymore? When it comes to other items, I really think about, do I need this? And when it comes to just wanting something, I really think about, why do I want it? What kind of joy is this bringing me? Am I wanting it to be like everyone else, or am I wanting it because I, can add this to a collection that I really enjoy having, or I can spend time with this item in a way that really feels good to me? For me personally, I like to buy a lot of books and vinyl records. That brings me a lot of joy when I read and when I spend time listening to music. And there was a stretch there on the debt-free journey where I was really afraid of spending money. I was wanting to restrict myself from a lot of things because I felt like every dollar that is not going toward a regular bill needs to be going toward paying off debt. And you might hear a lot of advice that pretty much says that, but for me, I found that living that way was creating a lot of misery. And it was not sustainable and motivating for me to continue along the journey when I was living like that. A journey like this, trying to be debt-free, is very mentally and emotionally tough. Like I said, I feel like I'm not here to just pay bills and that's it. there's life to be enjoyed and there's life to be lived. And when I was restricting myself like that, I really think it was my scarcity mindset being in full force. And I don't like to feed into my scarcity mindset. I don't recommend that anyone feeds into their scarcity mindset. I had to really find a balance in how do I stay committed to this journey and make really good progress on this journey, but also enjoy day-to-day life. So I had to shift my mindset to, okay, don't be afraid to spend money, just be mindful on how you spend it. In the last few years, like, my relationship with money has completely changed for the better. Those are just a few ways my life has changed from paying off, about $74,000 in debt. I'm sure in another half a year down the line, I'll see even more ways that my life has shifted and changed for the better. And this was not an easy journey at all. And I am very glad that it's done. If you want to know what the journey looked like and specific steps I took to pay it off and how I tracked the progress and everything, let me know in the comments. And also comment and share, how paying off your debt or thinking about your debt has changed your life. Please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.